Welcome to History Unveiled. Today, we embark on a journey into one of the most intriguing and mysterious secret societies in Western history, the Rosicrucians. From the enigmatic manifestos published in early 17th century Germany to their lasting influence on the Enlightenment, art, science, and modern esoteric movements, the Rosicrucians have long fascinated scholars, mystics, and curious minds alike. Join us as we uncover the origins, the teachings, and the continuing legacy of the Rosicrucian movement. The story of the Rosicrucians begins not with a formal organization but with a legend that has been woven into the fabric of Western esotericism. At the heart of this legend is the figure known as Christian Rosenkreuz. According to the Rosicrucian manifestos, this mysterious founder was born in the late 14th century, and his life became the allegorical foundation upon which the order was built. The most detailed account of Christian Rosenkreuz's life appears in a series of anonymous texts, the so-called manifestos, published between 1614 and 1617. In these documents, particularly in the Fama Fraternitatis Rosicrucis and its companion texts, we learn that Christian Rosenkreuz was a German doctor and mystic who, after enduring personal tragedy at a very young age, embarked on a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. Along his journey, he purportedly studied with secret sages in the Near East, in places like Arabia, Egypt, and beyond. It was in these distant lands that he absorbed a treasure trove of esoteric knowledge, including early ideas of alchemy, Hermetic philosophy, and mystical Christian teachings. The manifestos describe how, upon his return to Europe, Rosenkreuz established a secret fraternity, the Brotherhood of the Rosy Cross. His followers, chosen for their skills in medicine, alchemy, and mysticism, were sworn to heal the sick without charge, adopt the customs of their surroundings, and maintain a strict code of secrecy for 100 years. The emblem of this fellowship was the Rose Cross, a red rose superimposed on a cross, which symbolized both the unfolding consciousness of the individual and the sacrifice and redemption inherent in the human journey. While it remains a matter of debate whether Christian Rosenkreuz was a historical person or a symbolic character devised by early esoteric thinkers, his legend set the stage for what would become the Rosicrucian movement. According to tradition, his teachings and the secretive nature of his order were intended to herald a new era, a universal reformation of the arts, sciences, and religion. The first tangible evidence of Rosicrucian thought emerged in the early 17th century through three seminal documents: the Fama Fraternitatis, 1614, the Confessio Fraternitatis, 1615, and the Chimical Wedding of Christian Rosenkreuz, 1617. These texts, written in a cryptic and allegorical style, sparked a wave of controversy, debate, and curiosity across Europe. In the Fama Fraternitatis, the story of Christian Rosenkreuz is presented as both a historical account and a spiritual allegory. The text describes his travels to the East, the acquisition of secret knowledge, and the formation of the Brotherhood of the Rosy Cross. The document also outlines the 6 articles of the fraternity's code, such as the vow to heal the sick without receiving payment and the strict maintenance of secrecy. This manifesto not only aimed to share hidden wisdom but also to inspire a reformation of society by promoting esoteric knowledge that, until then, had been confined to select mystery schools of the ancient world. The Confessio Fraternitatis, published a year later, served as both a defense and an elaboration of the first manifesto. It reassured its readers that the teachings of the Rosicrucians were intended to usher in an era of enlightenment, a time when the hidden truths of nature, the universe, and the divine would be revealed to a worthy few. And then there is the Chimical Wedding of Christian Rosenkreuz, which uses the framework of a mysterious wedding, a symbolic union of opposites, to illustrate the transformative journey of the seeker toward spiritual perfection. These manifestos were published during a time of religious upheaval and scientific discovery. The Reformation had already shattered the unity of Christendom, and the scientific revolution was beginning to challenge old ways of thinking. In this fertile intellectual climate, the cryptic language of the manifestos resonated with scholars, alchemists, and mystics, who saw in him the promise of a new synthesis of knowledge, a blending of science, art, and spirituality. At its core, Rosicrucianism is a movement steeped in esoteric beliefs. It is a syncretic tradition that draws on elements of Hermeticism, alchemy, Christian mysticism, and even aspects of early Gnosticism. Let's delve into some of its key tenets. Rosicrucians believe that the universe is governed by secret laws and that the wisdom of the ages has been hidden behind allegory and symbolism. They argue that true knowledge cannot be obtained through conventional learning alone but must be acquired through direct personal experience, a process that often involves inner transformation. Central to this belief is the idea that man is a microcosm, a small reflection of the cosmos. This ancient Hermetic principle, encapsulated in the maxim, as above, so below, suggests that by understanding the human soul and body, one can gain insight into the workings of the universe. The Rosicrucians used allegorical language to describe the process of spiritual transmutation, often comparing it to the alchemical quest for the philosopher's stone, a symbol of perfection and eternal life. The Rose Cross itself is a potent emblem in Rosicrucianism. The cross represents the human body and the inevitable cycle of death and resurrection, while the rose symbolizes the unfolding of the inner soul and the blossoming of wisdom. Together, they stand for the union of the physical and the spiritual, a theme that recurs in Rosicrucian writings and rituals. In many respects, the Rosicrucian path is one of personal transformation, an inner alchemy. Members are encouraged to study natural philosophy, meditate on the mysteries of existence, and cultivate virtues such as charity, humility, and perseverance. The promise of the Rosicrucian journey is the awakening of an inner divine spark, a process that prepares the individual for a higher state of consciousness. Another important element in early Rosicrucian practice was the commitment to healing. According to the manifestos, the original Rosicrucians were doctors and alchemists who pledged to use their knowledge to cure the sick without expecting any reward. This commitment to selfless service reflects a broader ethical framework, the belief that spiritual wisdom should be used for the betterment of humanity. While modern organizations may not practice medicine in the literal sense, the ideal of healing, of transforming one's own nature and, by extension, the world, remains central to Rosicrucian thought. It is a call to see beyond material existence and to work toward the spiritual evolution of all beings. The publication of the Rosicrucian manifestos in the early 1600s had an immediate and lasting impact on European thought. At a time when religious dogma was being questioned and the seeds of modern science were being sown, the Rosicrucian message resonated deeply with many intellectuals. The promise of a universal reformation of knowledge that the manifestos proclaimed came at a moment when Europe was ripe for change. The Reformation had fractured the religious unity of the continent, while scientific inquiry began to challenge the established order. Figures such as Sir Francis Bacon, John Dee, and Robert Flood saw in the Rosicrucian call a challenge to conventional wisdom, a rallying cry for the exploration of hidden truths. Some scholars argue that Rosicrucian ideas helped pave the way for the Enlightenment. By encouraging the study of nature, the promotion of experimental philosophy, and the search for a synthesis of art, science, and spirituality, the Rosicrucians contributed to a broader intellectual movement that ultimately led to modern science and democratic thought. Their emphasis on secret knowledge and personal enlightenment found echoes in the salons and academies of the Enlightenment era. Interestingly, the network of scholars and mystics inspired by Rosicrucian ideas gave rise to what some call the Invisible College. This informal group of intellectuals, ranging from mathematicians and natural philosophers to poets and artists, met secretly to share ideas that would later influence institutions such as the Royal Society. The notion of an exclusive, inner circle dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge remains one of the enduring images of Rosicrucianism. It is no exaggeration to say that the Rosicrucian influence can be felt in the development of modern Western thought. Their call for a reformed understanding of nature and the human condition helped create an intellectual atmosphere where inquiry, debate, and innovation could flourish. Over the centuries, the Rosicrucian movement evolved from a set of enigmatic manifestos into a complex and diverse network of organizations. Despite the inherent secrecy of its early texts, Rosicrucian ideas spread throughout Europe and later crossed the Atlantic, influencing many aspects of culture and spirituality. Following the publication of the manifestos, the idea of a secret brotherhood dedicated to esoteric wisdom captured the imagination of many. In medieval and early modern Europe, various groups, often associated with alchemy, Hermeticism, or mystic Christianity, claimed a connection to the ancient Rosicrucian tradition. In France, for example, the mystical ideals of the Rosicrucians were interwoven with the burgeoning interest in occult knowledge and reform. The concept of reformation through hidden wisdom appealed to many disillusioned by the dogmatism of the established church. The ideas of the Rosicrucians found fertile ground in the salons of intellectuals and the secret libraries of alchemists. Even as some dismissed the manifestos as mere hoaxes or allegories, others embraced their message as a genuine call to transformation. By the late 17th and early 18th centuries, the intellectual currents of the Rosicrucian movement had spread to the New World. Some Rosicrucian-inspired settlers in America claimed that their forefathers had been guided by the esoteric principles of the Rosicrucians. In the United States, several organizations would later emerge that claimed a direct lineage from the original Rosicrucians. One of the most well-known modern organizations is the ancient mystical order Rosicrucis, or AMORC. Founded in 1915 by Harvey Spencer Lewis, AMORC positioned itself as a revival of the Rosicrucian tradition, blending the symbolism and teachings of the manifestos with modern interpretations of alchemy, mysticism, and self-improvement. With headquarters in San Jose, California, AMORC grew to have thousands of members across the globe, offering courses in metaphysics, meditation, and the study of esoteric traditions. Other organizations that emerged include the Societas Rosicruciana in Anglia and its American counterpart, the Societas Rosicruciana in Civitatibus Foederatus. These groups, while limiting their membership to master masons of Christian faith, also played a key role in transmitting Rosicrucian teachings within the broader framework of Freemasonry. As time went on, the Rosicrucian tradition branched out into many different forms. In Europe, various independent Rosicrucian orders claimed descent from the ancient brotherhood, each offering its own interpretation of the symbolic language found in the manifestos. In addition to AMORC, the Lectorium Rosicrucianum, or International School of the Golden Rosy Cross, was established in the 1920s in the Netherlands. This organization combined elements of esoteric Christianity with a dualistic teaching that stresses the awakening of the inner divine spark. Despite internal differences and occasional schisms, all these groups share a common thread: a belief in the power of hidden wisdom to transform both the individual and society. Their teachings emphasize the need for personal introspection, the pursuit of scientific and philosophical knowledge, and the ultimate goal of reuniting the material with the spiritual. Now that we have traced the historical development and spread of Rosicrucianism, let's explore some of its core beliefs and practices that have defined the movement over the centuries. Although often described as Christian in nature, Rosicrucianism represents a form of esoteric Christianity, a path that goes beyond the exoteric teachings of organized religion. The Rosicrucians propose that the true message of Christianity is not confined to the public rituals of the church, but is found in the inner life of the individual. In their view, every person harbors a divine spark, a rose of the heart, which, if awakened, can lead to profound spiritual enlightenment and transformation. This inner journey is often described in terms of alchemical transformation. Just as the alchemists sought to transmute base metals into gold, the Rosicrucians believed that human nature could be transformed, purified, and elevated through a process of inner work. This process involves rigorous study, meditation, and self-reflection, and it is guided by the symbolic language of the Rose Cross. Central to Rosicrucian thought is the integration of alchemy and Hermetic philosophy. Alchemy, as understood by the Rosicrucians, is not simply the literal transformation of metals, but is a metaphor for the transmutation of the soul. It involves the purification of the self and the harmonization of the opposites within, light and dark, spirit and matter, masculine and feminine. Hermeticism further reinforces the idea that the macrocosm, the universe, and the microcosm, the human being, are reflections of each other. This, as above, so below, principle encourages practitioners to study the natural world as a means of understanding the divine order. In doing so, the Rosicrucian adherent is taught to see the interconnectedness of all things, and to appreciate that every natural phenomenon is imbued with spiritual significance. The rituals of the Rosicrucian orders are rich in symbolism. Initiatory ceremonies, whether conducted by AMORC, Societas Rosicruciana, or the Lectorium Rosicrucianum, are designed to guide the seeker through stages of inner transformation. Participants are gradually introduced to secret doctrines, allegorical narratives, and meditative practices that are meant to awaken the inner divine spark. The language of Rosicrucianism is inherently symbolic. Terms like illumination, transmutation, and reformation are not merely metaphorical. They denote actual processes of inner development. The goal is not to accumulate secret knowledge for its own sake, but to use this knowledge to heal, transform, and ultimately elevate the human spirit. In this way, Rosicrucian practice is deeply ethical, a call to service, humility, and the pursuit of truth. One of the most distinctive features of early Rosicrucian practice, as detailed in the manifestos, was the commitment to healing. The original members were described as physicians and alchemists who pledged to cure the sick without charge. While modern organizations may not engage in medical treatment directly, the ethos of healing remains central. It is understood not only in a physical sense but as a metaphor for the healing of the soul, a process of overcoming ignorance, despair, and fragmentation. For the Rosicrucians, the act of healing is both a practical service to society and an expression of inner transformation. By healing others, the adept also heals himself, removing the barriers that separate the individual from the universal. It is a radical form of charity and selflessness, deeply intertwined with the movement's overall vision of a reformed, enlightened humanity. It would be impossible to discuss Rosicrucianism without mentioning its profound influence on other esoteric orders, most notably Freemasonry. Over the centuries, many Masonic rites and degrees have incorporated Rosicrucian symbolism and teachings, thus preserving and propagating the Rosicrucian legacy. In the 18th century, as speculative Masonry began to take shape, many Masons found themselves drawn to the secret and mystical language of the Rosicrucians. The Rose Cross, in particular, became an important emblem within certain Masonic rites. For example, the Scottish rite includes a degree known as the Knight of the Rose Croix, which explicitly references Rosicrucian themes of resurrection, transformation, and the union of opposites. The Societas Rosicruciana in Anglia, SRIA, and its American counterpart, the Societas Rosicruciana in Civitatibus Foederatis, SRICF, restrict membership to Master Masons who are also Trinitarian Christians. These organizations explicitly claim a lineage to the original Rosicrucian tradition and serve as an esoteric complement to mainstream Masonry. Their rituals and degrees are designed to impart secret knowledge, encourage personal transformation, and promote a deeper understanding of both Masonic and Rosicrucian symbolism. In 1888, 3 Masonic members of the SRIA, William Robert Woodman, William Wynne Westcott, and Samuel Liddell McGregor Mathers, founded the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. The Golden Dawn would go on to become one of the most influential occult organizations in modern history, and its teachings owe much to earlier Rosicrucian ideas. Its rituals, meditation techniques, and system of symbolic correspondence echo the ancient quest for inner illumination that the Rosicrucians championed. The Golden Dawn's rose cross, often worn as a layman during rituals, is a direct descendant of the Rosicrucian symbol. This synthesis of alchemy, Kabbalah, and Hermeticism would leave an indelible mark on the Western occult tradition and continue to inspire generations of seekers. Beyond Freemasonry and the Golden Dawn, Rosicrucian ideas have permeated a wide array of esoteric movements. From anthroposophy to modern New Age thought, the themes of inner transformation, secret wisdom, and the unity of all existence have found resonance across cultures and eras. Even contemporary spiritual schools, such as the Lectorium Rosicrucianum, base their teachings on the ancient principles laid out in the Rosicrucian manifestos. The enduring influence of Rosicrucianism is a testament to its powerful vision, a vision that continues to challenge conventional wisdom and inspire those in search of deeper meaning. In the modern era, the Rosicrucian legacy has taken on many forms. While the early manifestos remain shrouded in allegory and myth, today's Rosicrucian organizations present a more systematic approach to esoteric study and personal development. One of the most prominent modern expressions of Rosicrucianism is AMORC. Founded in 1915 by Harvey Spencer Lewis in the United States, AMORC claims to be a revival of the original Rosicrucian tradition. With its world headquarters now located in San Jose, California, AMORC operates a comprehensive program of home study lessons, public lectures, and meditation courses designed to help members explore metaphysical subjects, from the nature of consciousness to the mysteries of alchemy. AMORC's curriculum blends ancient symbolism with modern insights, encouraging a journey of self-improvement, inner healing, and the search for universal truth. Its teachings draw from a range of sources: Hermeticism, Kabbalah, alchemy, and Christian mysticism, to provide a holistic framework for personal transformation. Today, AMORC has hundreds of thousands of members worldwide, testifying to the continuing appeal of Rosicrucian ideals. Another significant branch of modern Rosicrucianism is the Societas Rosicruciana, which exists in several forms around the world. These organizations, such as the Societas Rosicruciana in Anglia in England, the Societas Rosicruciana in Civitatibus Foederatis in the United States, and their counterparts in Canada and Portugal, limit their membership to master masons of Christian faith. Their aim is to continue the esoteric tradition of the early Rosicrucians through ritual work, scholarly research, and the study of symbolic mysteries. Membership in these societies is often by invitation only, and their activities are characterized by a strict adherence to traditional Masonic and Christian values. Yet, despite their exclusivity, these organizations have contributed significantly to the preservation and dissemination of Rosicrucian symbolism and philosophy, ensuring that the ancient wisdom continues to be explored by dedicated scholars and practitioners. Originating in the Netherlands in the early 20th century, the Lectorium Rosicrucianum presents a distinctive interpretation of Rosicrucian teachings. Emphasizing a form of esoteric Christianity with strong Gnostic influences, this organization teaches that every human being carries within a divine spark that can be awakened through spiritual rebirth. The Lectorium promotes practices such as meditation, inner reflection, and ethical living as a means to achieve transfiguration, a process of inner renewal that liberates the individual from the cycle of ignorance and suffering. Despite challenges such as persecution during World War II and internal schisms over the decades, the Lectorium Rosicrucianum has endured and now counts thousands of members worldwide. Its ongoing work in publishing, hosting conferences, and providing courses ensures that its unique perspective on the Rosicrucian legacy continues to inspire new generations. While AMORC, the Societas Rosicruciana, and the Lectorium Rosicrucianum represent the major institutional expressions of modern Rosicrucianism, the movement's influence can also be seen in many independent esoteric and New Age groups. The core idea, that hidden wisdom can lead to personal and social transformation, resonates deeply with contemporary seekers of knowledge. Whether through workshops, online courses, or local study groups, the spirit of the Rosicrucian quest lives on in countless forms. This widespread influence is a powerful reminder that while the outer forms of Rosicrucian organizations may evolve, their essential message remains timeless. The quest for inner enlightenment, the healing of the human spirit, and the desire to unlock the secrets of the universe continue to be as relevant today as they were over 4 centuries ago. No discussion of the Rosicrucians would be complete without addressing the controversies and criticisms that have dogged the movement since its inception. The very secrecy that has lent the Rosicrucians an air of mystery has also led to accusations of fraud, hoax, and even heresy. Many of the early manifestos were dismissed by contemporary critics as elaborate hoaxes or works of allegorical fiction. Johann Valentin Andri, who is often linked to the authorship of these texts, later claimed that they were nothing more than a ludibrium, a kind of satirical fantasy designed to provoke thought and reform rather than serve as a literal account of historical events. Critics argued that the promise of a secret, mystical order capable of universal reformation was too fantastical to be taken seriously. Indeed, the ambiguity surrounding the authorship of the manifestos and the mythical character of Christian Rosenkreuz has fueled centuries of debate. Some modern scholars have argued that the Rosicrucian texts were deliberately written as allegory, a poetic and symbolic expression of the desire for knowledge and renewal during a time of crisis. Others maintain that there may have been a genuine, if small, secret group whose influence has been magnified by myth over time. From a theological perspective, many mainstream Christian institutions have been wary of Rosicrucianism. The movement's syncretic approach, borrowing from alchemy, Hermeticism, and even Gnosticism, has often been seen as a dilution or distortion of orthodox Christian doctrine. In particular, the idea that spiritual enlightenment and salvation could be achieved through personal insight and esoteric knowledge, rather than through faith in Christ alone, has sparked heated debate. Moreover, because many Rosicrucian groups require secrecy and exclusivity, they have sometimes been accused of fostering elitism and undermining transparency in spiritual matters. Such criticisms are not unique to the Rosicrucians. Secret societies throughout history have frequently been viewed with suspicion by the broader public. Yet, for many adherents, the secrecy is a necessary safeguard, a way to preserve the integrity of their inner work against the corruption of worldly power. Over the centuries, numerous groups have claimed a direct lineage to the original Rosicrucian Brotherhood. However, the lack of concrete historical records makes it difficult to verify these claims. Modern organizations like AMORC and the Societas Rosicruciana maintain extensive archives and offer detailed accounts of their formation, yet the true origins of Rosicrucianism remain shrouded in mystery. In the end, the question of authenticity may be less important than the movement's impact. Whether the early manifestos were based on a genuine secret society or were crafted as a visionary allegory, their influence on Western thought, art, and spiritual practice is undeniable. The enduring legacy of the Rosicrucian ideal, of seeking hidden truths and embracing personal transformation, continues to inspire even as debates about its historical veracity persist. Despite, or perhaps because of, its shrouded past and the controversies that have followed it, Rosicrucianism remains a vibrant and influential tradition. Its ideas continue to resonate with modern seekers who are disillusioned with mainstream materialism and the dogmas of organized religion. The promise of hidden wisdom, personal transformation, and a deeper understanding of the cosmos remains as enticing today as it was in the turbulent days of the Reformation. Today, the teachings of the Rosicrucians are often found at the intersection of traditional esotericism and modern New Age thought. Many contemporary spiritual schools, online forums, and holistic health movements draw upon the imagery and symbolism of the Rose Cross to suggest that true healing and enlightenment are achieved through the integration of body, mind, and spirit. Modern Rosicrucian organizations continue to offer courses in meditation, metaphysics, and esoteric philosophy. Whether through home study programs, public lectures, or online courses, these groups encourage individuals to embark on their own inner journeys. They emphasize that the quest for knowledge is not solely an intellectual pursuit but a holistic process that involves ethical living, self-reflection, and active service to humanity. The cultural influence of Rosicrucianism extends far beyond the realm of secret societies. Its mystical themes have inspired countless works of art, literature, and music. From the allegorical paintings of the Renaissance to the esoteric poetry of modern writers, the symbolism of the Rose Cross and the idea of inner alchemy have permeated Western culture. Artists like William Blake and poets such as Percy Bysshe Shelley have alluded to Rosicrucian ideas in their work, exploring themes of transformation, unity, and the hidden forces of nature. In this way, the legacy of the Rosicrucians is not only preserved in the secret rituals of esoteric orders but also in the creative expressions of countless individuals who have been moved by the mystery and beauty of this ancient tradition. Perhaps the most enduring aspect of Rosicrucianism is its focus on the individual's inner journey. At its heart, the movement calls upon each person to seek out their own inner light, to question conventional wisdom, and to engage in a process of self-discovery that leads to true enlightenment. This message, of personal empowerment through knowledge and inner transformation, is as relevant in our fast-paced, modern world as it was in the centuries past. Whether you are a scholar, an artist, or simply a seeker of truth, the Rosicrucian ideal offers a path to a more integrated and enlightened existence. It challenges us to look beyond the superficial trappings of daily life and to cultivate a deeper understanding of our place in the cosmos. The story of the Rosicrucians is one of mystery, transformation, and the eternal quest for hidden wisdom. Whether you view them as a real historical society or as a symbolic allegory for the inner journey toward enlightenment, there is no denying the profound impact they have had on Western thought. From their legendary beginnings in the life of Christian Rosenkreuz, through the cryptic manifestos that ignited an intellectual revolution, to their influence on Freemasonry and modern esoteric traditions, the Rosicrucians have left an indelible mark on our cultural and spiritual heritage. Today, as modern seekers navigate the complexities of contemporary life, the timeless message of the Rosicrucians, of personal transformation, the integration of mind and spirit, and the pursuit of secret knowledge, continues to offer hope and inspiration. Their symbols, their teachings, and their legacy remind us that beneath the surface of the mundane lies a world of mystery waiting to be discovered, a world where the quest for truth is as much an inward journey as it is an outward exploration. As we close today's exploration into the mystique of the Rosicrucians, consider this. In every heart there lies the potential for transformation, the spark of divine insight waiting to be kindled. Perhaps the true legacy of the Rosicrucians is not confined to dusty manuscripts or secret lodges, but lives on in every individual who dares to seek the light beyond the shadows. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time and mystery. If you found this exploration illuminating, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning, keep seeking, and may the light of wisdom guide your path.